What is going on, fam? What's going on, guys? Black Magic Crew. Appreciate everybody jumping in on the video. So we are going through some changes, man. Gotta show some diversity these days. So one thing you're gonna learn doing business, guys, and this is something we're learning ourselves, there's no way you can be a specialist. Broad stroke, obviously there's specialists, there's guys who just deal in one thing. That's just not ever been my thing, and I knew that from the beginning of selling. So little disclosure, we were never gonna get closed down. So little disclosure right off the top. There's no way that was gonna happen, but it could have, right? And I'll tell you what, man, when you invest into one category or one market tough and it's going really well, you want to just push back, reinvest. And I've learned now not to put your eggs all in one basket. Let me explain. So we started with comics. Obviously my name's Black Magic Comics. You know, we started with some comics. I actually, funny thing, I started selling during the comic boom in 2020. And I would just say retro boom in general. The selling prices were insane. Buying stuff was hard. Getting stock was tough, almost impossible. But that's when I started, man. So I'm honestly pretty proud that I made something of it during that time, right place. Got lucky in some spots. Definitely took some losses, but learned a lot about comics, right? And somewhere along the line, comics definitely started slowing down around 2022, you know, maybe even 2023, but that shit just slowed up almost to a screeching, right to a halt. So, to the point where I can only sell unique titles, which is fine, you know, and that's honestly something that is doomed to happen for all categories. You know, you're gonna sell all the commons out to everybody that exists eventually, man. And everybody's gonna want unique stuff for whatever category you're working with. So that happened with comics. So gotta put that stuff on the back burner. It's not gonna be my money maker for the most part. It's only when I get good stuff that can I sell it. So from there, what do? Okay, we found video games. Long story short, video games became a big seller for us. Love video games. Very tough market. Yeah, I mean, you screw something up with them, they gonna pitchfork you, burn you alive. But when you do great with them, they're amazing, and you can make a lot of money, and it can be very successful if you know what you're doing. Through time, I figured out what I was doing, made quite a bit of money doing video games. I'd say at my peak, full disclosure, I was probably making $20,000 a month, you know, roughly. If we're just being money positive, after taxes and everything, who knows? I might have been coming up with like 15, maybe a little less for myself, which is really good. That's really solid. That means I was getting my stuff for very good prices and doing very well with my sales. And I would say now, what I get from games in a month probably entails no more than $1,000. So again, almost a closed chapter book on that category. So what do? Gotta be diverse, man. Gotta be diverse, and that's the bottom line. So since we've been through this before, I knew I wasn't gonna get closed down, but going from 20 grand to $1,000, and you don't even know my overhead, my bills, whatever, you know, that could close somebody down in 1 month. Lucky that I have this head on my shoulders, and the boys jumped into a new business. Movies. Really like the Blu-rays, man. They're selling very well for us right now. And just so happens too, it is Halloween coming up. So you know your boy's been stocking up on horror movies. So this has actually been an interest of mine for well over a year. You know, because I have sold movies in the past, so a little bit of pre-knowledge, but also I kind of just know the way these things go with businesses. They go up, down, up, down. So always make sure to put your eggs in more than one basket. And I made sure that I got an audience everywhere. So I planted some seeds here, I planted some seeds there, and try. You know, always try. You never know what you're gonna find. And I found that movies are gonna stay. Those are gonna be a key component in the way that I do my business moving forward. Now, will it be an end-all be-all, another full disclosure? No. No, it's not. It's also showing its peaks. It's also showing its valleys. But it's also showing its consistencies. You know, I think people are always going to want comics. They're always going to want movies, and they're always going to want video games. How much of it is always going to change all the time, especially for any which business. You know, I mean, I ain't Retro Rick, baby. I wish I was, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't making that much money on video games. I ain't crushing it like that. But we've gotten to some pretty smart, or not smart, we've gotten to some pretty cool places. Big places, you know, making 20 grand in a month on video games. Not everybody can do that. So proud of that, but also a little disappointed that it went down. It is what it is, man. We're gonna figure it out eventually. Maybe the market will kind of clear itself up. That's something you can, you know, kind of cross your fingers for, but it's also something you have no control over. So if it's something that's out of your control, do something that is in your control. Try something new, man. That's honestly the gist of this video. I do recommend people to go out, try new categories, try cards. I mean, I've tried everything, man. I've sold cards, I've sold movies. You know, just so happens that movies are where I'm at now. That doesn't mean that that's where I'll be in 3 years. Or maybe it will be. Because personally, bro, I fucking love movies. I would love to keep selling movies, just like I would have loved to keep selling comics. But one thing I've learned, things can be fickle. Sorry, barely got that word out. Things can be fickle, and if you don't know what that means, it means things are ever changing. Nothing's gonna stay the same, man. You know, Whatnot is fickle. You know, the money is fickle. The customers can be fickle. People tend to go where the dollar starts are. I mean, that's a whole nother video. Let's not get into all that. But one thing that can help you is diversity. Try it out, guys. I'm telling you. Everybody, have a great day. Thank you for coming and checking out the video. Also, please come find us on Whatnot. We have a Whatnot. We love selling all types of products, all types of retro products, video games, comics, movies. Those are pretty much the main three that we do. But we do tons of other things like Funko Pops and other great items. Please go follow us at Black Magic Comics on Whatnot. And